最初の策としては悪くなかったんですけどね、最初の策としては悪くなくて面白かったんですけどね、ストップ入るかもしれないですね。
の量が多くなっていますけれども、
パンチがね当たった時の体幹の固め方もすごいです。
この脱力した形からパンチを出してきます。
すごく鋭いですからね。
そして右の前蹴り。
僕が小野さんのセコンドについて。
The drama surrounding this fighter begins with how unreal she looks in motion, like someone pulled straight out of a video game and dropped into a real ring. She doesn't move like most fighters. She doesn't think like most fighters. While others rely on fists, guards, and heavy exchanges, Mona Kamura treats her legs like weapons with minds of their own. They strike like whips, spears, blades, and hammers all in the same breath. Watching her fight feels less like watching sport and more like watching a character come to life. A real-world version of a game fighter who doesn't obey the rules of ordinary movement. People ask how she stays undefeated. They ask if she can even fight with her hands. They ask why she chooses to fight almost entirely with her legs. The truth is, her story was already written before she ever stepped into a professional ring. Mona Kamura was born in April of 2001 in Japan, and long before she ever threw a kick, she learned discipline through boxing. From childhood into her university years, boxing shaped her instincts. She learned timing, distance, rhythm, and balance. At 18, she became a national champion. Later, she represented Japan at the Women's World Championship. Her hands were already dangerous, her mind already sharp. But instead of staying in the safer lane, she chose kickboxing, a sport where pain is louder and mistakes are punished faster. When she signed with a promotion known for brutal fights, she didn't change who she was. She simply added something new to what she already had. Her legs became her language. They were not just tools. They were conversation. She used them the way others use jabs, constantly testing, touching, warning. It started when she was young, standing on one leg for long stretches of time, building balance that would later look almost unnatural. In the ring, she hops, pivots, glides, sometimes balancing on one foot so calmly it looks like she is posing for a photo instead of preparing to strike. Her opponents don't know where to look. Her legs come from angles that feel illegal, even though they are perfectly clean. In her debut fight in November 2024, she shocked people not by winning, but by how she won. At first, she surprised everyone by opening with her hands, throwing jabs like a trained boxer. When she tried to load up a kick, her opponent grabbed it and sent her to the canvas. It looked like a mistake. It looked like weakness. But what happened next showed something different. She popped back up like nothing had happened, hopping around on one leg with a grin, almost teasing the danger. She answered with hooks, with shoves, with calm control. When her opponent rushed in, she pushed her away like a child, sending her down. Frustration grew. Punches landed on Mona's head, but she barely reacted. Then she fired back with a straight punch that dropped her opponent like a switch had been flipped. The end came fast. A right hook caught her opponent rushing in, and the fight ended in a clean knockout. Mona smiled again, like she had just finished a training drill. Her second fight in January 2025 showed what she really was. This time, she brought her legs early and often. They stabbed at the body, sliced at the head, and kept her opponent trapped at a distance she could not escape. Every time her opponent tried to close the gap, a kick stopped her. Every time she thought she found an opening, a jab reminded her that Mona had hands too. The kicks weren't just powerful, they were humiliating. They landed with such ease that it felt like Mona was telling her opponent where she was allowed to stand. When punches finally landed on Mona's head, it felt like a celebration for the other fighter, but Mona didn't slow down. She mixed punches and kicks, slipping, countering, smiling. By the final round, her opponent looked broken, while Mona looked like she was enjoying herself. The fight went the distance, but the decision was obvious. Total control. Total domination. By the time her third fight came in June 2025, people thought they understood her. They thought she was predictable. They thought legs meant limits. They were wrong. She opened with a high kick like a signature move, then flooded her opponent with jabs, hooks, and combinations. Blood appeared early. Her opponent couldn't find space, couldn't find safety, couldn't find a moment to breathe. Mona chose when to attack, when to pause, when to explode. Her punches carried the same danger as her kicks now. Faces opened. Heads snapped back. Defense stopped mattering. When a double jab and a high kick dropped her opponent, it felt inevitable. The beating continued until the referee stepped in, not to save a fight, but to save a person. What makes Mona terrifying isn't just her technique, it's her mindset. She is calm where others panic. She smiles where others tense up. Her legs move like living things, always threatening, always reminding her opponent that distance belongs to her. Her hands are quiet but deadly, waiting for the moment someone forgets that she is a boxer too. She isn't choosing legs because she can't use her hands. She chooses legs because they let her control space, emotion, and fear all at once. Her opponents don't just lose rounds. They lose confidence. They lose rhythm. They lose belief. Outside the ring, she looks gentle, cheerful, almost harmless. On social media, she looks like someone who would never hurt anyone. Inside the ring, she becomes something else. A character. A force. A fighter who rewrites how combat looks. She is still undefeated. Still evolving. Still young. And that is what makes her future dangerous for everyone else. Fighters who rely on habits will struggle. Fighters who rely on comfort will break. Because Mona Kamura doesn't fight in comfort. She fights in chaos, and she makes that chaos look beautiful. Now the real question is not whether she will keep winning. The real question is how long it will take before someone truly understands what they are stepping into when they face her. Is she just a unique style, or is she the beginning of something new? Is she a fighter inspired by games, or is she turning real fighting into something that looks unreal? Let your thoughts be heard. Do you think Mona Kamura is the future of combat sports, or just a rare phenomenon that will never be copied? Drop your opinion below, hit the like button if you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more deep, dramatic fight breakdowns, and stay tuned, because the next legend is already stepping into the ring.